we say power, we're not talking about superhuman powers, or flight or x-ray vision. We're talking about the power to do good, or the power, conversely, to do evil in the world. You hold both of those powers. So we're not talking about anything supernatural or mystical or magical. It's all very real and experiential and abundant around you. Instead of aspiring toward wisdom, we aspire toward status. Instead of aspiring toward peace, we aspire toward possession. Instead of aspiring toward personal evolution, we aspire toward accumulation. Unfortunately, many people become mentally stagnant. They stop questioning, they stop learning, they stop growing. They cling rigidly to beliefs long after evidence suggests otherwise. In a world increasingly dominated by abstraction, digital experiences, and virtual realities, Earth reminds us to remain rooted. We spend more time with screens than sunlight, more time consuming information than experiencing reality, more time in climate controlled environments than in nature itself. For the forces that shape the world are also shaping you. So this evening, our focus is the wisdom of the four forces. We talk about the forces of nature and the cosmos. These aren't mystical things. These are things you experience every day in your life with any luck at all. If not, you certainly should strive toward that, exposing yourself more. The four forces of nature are sun, air, water, and earth. Sun, air, water, and earth. The four forces of the cosmos are love, wisdom, power, and joy. When we say power, we're not talking about superhuman powers, or flight or x-ray vision. We're talking about the power to do good, or the power, conversely, to do evil in the world. You hold both of those powers. So we're not talking about anything supernatural or mystical or magical. It's all very real and experiential and abundant around you, waiting to assist you in your personal evolution. So, one of the most remarkable aspects of the ancient traditions is their ability to discover profound truths through simple observation. Long before laboratories, long before microscopes, long before satellites and supercomputers, the sages watched nature, and nature taught them. They observed the rising flame, the moving wind, the falling earth, the flowing water. These are the four forces of nature that we just spoke about. These were not merely physical phenomena, they were teachers, expressions of universal principles reflecting the truths that govern not only the natural world, but also human consciousness, personal evolution, and the path toward peace. Tonight, I would like to explore the wisdom hidden within these four natural forces and what they may teach us about how to live. You may take them for granted. They're just parts of the material world that I experience on a daily basis or strive to experience on a daily basis. Try to get a little exposure, put a little suntan lotion on so I don't overdo it. That may be your mindset. Get a little dirt on your hands, but not too much. Wash it off as quickly as possible. Get out into the sun, but not too much. Catch a breeze, but not too much. You know, expose myself to some degree of water, whether that's a bath or drinking it, but not too much. We don't tend to overdo. Of course, moderation is the middle way, and we know this. But there's more to these four forces than meets the eye. So the first force we're going to talk about is fire. Fire possesses the quality of rising. Place a flame anywhere and reaches upward. It lifts, it ascends, it seeks higher ground. The ancients recognized in fire a symbol of aspiration, of growth, of transcendence, of becoming. Throughout the path of peace, I've often spoke about personal evolution as the highest calling of the human experience. Fire reminds us of this truth. Everything healthy seeks growth. The seed reaches upward toward sunlight. The child reaches toward maturity. Consciousness reaches toward wisdom. Life itself appears oriented toward expansion. Yet modern society often directs our energy elsewhere. Instead of aspiring toward wisdom, we aspire toward status. Instead of aspiring toward peace, we aspire toward possession. Instead of aspiring toward personal evolution, we aspire toward accumulation. Fire asks us a simple question: what are you rising toward? Are your ambitions elevating your consciousness? Are your goals increasing health, peace, compassion, and understanding? Or are they merely feeding the ego? The wisdom of fire teaches us to orient our lives upward toward our highest potential, toward truth, toward love, toward service, toward awakening. The second force is air. Air possesses the quality of movement. It circulates, it travels, it carries, it connects. Nothing stagnant remains healthy for long. The body requires circulation. The atmosphere requires circulation. The oceans require circulation. Life itself depends upon movement. Air teaches adaptability, curiosity, learning, communication, openness. Unfortunately, many people become mentally stagnant. They stop questioning, they stop learning, they stop growing. They cling rigidly to beliefs long after evidence suggests otherwise. Yet the healthiest minds remain in motion, not chaotic, not unstable, but dynamic, willing to learn, willing to adapt, willing to evolve. This is why discernment is so important. In previous teachings, I described the three pathways to truth: nature, intuition, and the fruits of health, peace, and beauty. Air represents our willingness to remain open enough to continue seeking, to keep moving, to keep learning, to avoid being trapped within intellectual prisons of our own creation. Even our emotional lives require movement. Grief must move, anger must move, fear must move. When emotions stagnate, suffering increases. When they are acknowledged, understood, and allowed to move through us, healing occurs. Air reminds us growth requires movement. The third force is earth. Earth possesses the quality of falling. This may initially sound negative, yet it contains profound wisdom. Earth settles, it grounds, it returns. Gravity pulls all things toward stability, toward foundation, toward reality. In a world increasingly dominated by abstraction, digital experiences, and virtual realities, Earth reminds us to remain rooted, to stay connected to what is real, to the body, to nature, to the present moment. Many of our modern challenges arise because we have become detached from the earth. We spend more time with screens than sunlight, more time consuming information than experiencing reality, more time in climate controlled environments than in nature itself. The consequences are becoming increasingly visible: physical illness, anxiety, disconnection, loneliness, ecological degradation. A civilization disconnected from Earth inevitably loses perspective, because Earth teaches humility. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, we remain dependent upon soil, upon water, upon sunlight, upon ecosystems, upon biological processes we did not create and cannot replace. Earth reminds us: remain grounded, remain humble, remember where your life comes from. The fourth force is water. Water possesses the quality of flowing. Perhaps no force demonstrates wisdom more beautifully. Water does not resist reality, it adapts to it. It finds pathways, it moves around obstacles, it persists. Over time, water can carve canyons through stone, not through force, but through consistency, through patience, through flow. Modern culture often celebrates force, aggression, control, domination, competition. Yet some of the most powerful transformations occur through water-like qualities: patience, compassion, flexibility, persistence, acceptance. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. Many people suffer because they continually resist what already is. They fight reality, fight change, fight uncertainty, fight life itself. Water teaches another way. Acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is seeing clearly. And from clarity comes effective action. The peaceful person is often like water, adaptable, resilient, persistent, able to move through life's challenges without becoming hardened by them. This is one reason why peace is not passive. It is profoundly active. Like water, peace possesses immense power. The deeper lesson is that all four forces are necessary. Fire without earth becomes reckless ambition. Earth without fire becomes stagnation. Air without water becomes instability. Water without air becomes passivity. A healthy life requires balance among all four. We need fire to inspire growth, air to encourage learning, earth to provide grounding, water to cultivate adaptability. The same is true collectively. Humanity needs visionary aspiration, open minded learning, grounded stewardship, compassionate flexibility. Yet modern society often amplifies imbalance. We have enormous fire in the form of ambition and technological advancement, but insufficient earth in the form of humility and ecological responsibility. We have immense air in the form of information and communication, but insufficient water in the form of wisdom, patience, and emotional maturity. The result is predictable. Stress increases, health declines, relationships suffer, the planet bears the consequences. The wisdom of the ancients was not merely spiritual, it was practical. Observe nature, learn from nature, align with nature, because nature is not separate from us. We are nature. The same forces operating in the rivers, mountains, winds, and forests are operating within us every moment of every day. The question is whether we recognize them, whether we learn from them, whether we allow them to guide us toward greater health, greater peace, and greater harmony. The forces have always been teaching. The earth has always been speaking. The winds have always been moving. The waters have always been flowing. The fire has always been rising. Wisdom is available. The only remaining question is whether we are listening. And here's your Dr. Kenn challenge. Until we meet again, choose one of the four forces each day and consciously embody its wisdom. Ask yourself, what would it mean to live like fire today, to rise toward my highest potential? What would it mean to live like air today, to remain open, curious, and adaptable? What would it mean to live like earth today, to stay grounded, humble, and connected to reality? What would it mean to live like water today, to flow around obstacles with patience and grace? At the end of that time, reflect on which force was strongest within you, which was weakest, and how greater balance among them might support your personal evolution. For the forces that shape the world are also shaping you. Thank you for joining me this evening for Evening Communions with Dr. Kenn. I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, practice your Dr. Kenn challenge and strive to be intentional in thought, compassionate in word, mindful in deed, simple, innocent, sincere. Until next time, peace be with you.